Good morning. How is everyone doing? Can y'all hear me okay? Let me know. I got my other device, y'all, so I should be able to see everybody. I hope. I hope. Can y'all hear me? Okay, perfect. Thank you, Cheryl. All right, let me catch up in the chat. Let me set my alarm, Miss E. Let the ads play. Ash, thank you, butterfly. I think it is on. Let me make sure. Hey Lolita. Hot Wings Lover. Thank you so much, baby, for that love, girl, before I even started the live. Thank you so much. Let me make sure that my ads are on. Yes, they're on. Okay. All right. So, Miss Ashley, good morning. Gloria, good morning. How are you? I am doing great. Cheryl says, we know that Monster is a compulsive liar, so F her in her commentary. No, for real, Cheryl. But I we'll get into it, honey. We're gonna get into it. Good morning, Butterfly. Good morning. Hey, Connie Jackson. Good morning, baby. Hey, Rosalind. Let me see who else is in here. Cheryl says, and one more thing, even if you said anything negative about someone, y'all were at odds at the time, so get the fuck out of here, like respectfully. Okay. Thank you so much, Rosalind. I appreciate you, baby. All right. Who else? Hey, Lolita. How are you, baby? Cammy Pooh. Good morning, honey. Happy Sunday. Hey, Kimberly. Miss Foxy. I love me some Miss Foxy, yo. She be eating people up on that community wall. Do you hear me? Hey, Snooky. Humble me. Hi. Good morning, beautiful. I'm coming home from the hospital today. I'll be hitting you up. Love you deep. What? Oh, girl. I'm going to have to hit you up, baby. But be well. I hope you're feeling better. Rosalind, thank you so much, baby. If I didn't already say thank you for that super sticker. I appreciate you. Lisa, good morning. Blessed Beyond Measures, good morning. Hey Nita. Who else? Hey Connie Jackson, TT, what's good, baby? Hey Leela, Bree Bree, how are you guys doing this morning? So I'm trying to allow a few more people to come in here, y'all. But I think oh, hold on. Make sure I ain't got the thing going because I don't want it echoing. Anyway, but I think y'all get the gist of what this live is about. There is, Lord, I don't want to troll today, y'all. I'm trying to be on my best behavior. I promise you. Um, but there was a live done in the wee hours of the morning, y'all, because some of us don't have happy homes or husbands that love us, that we can sleep with. So we got to be on live lying all night. So that's what this live will be addressing. Let me see. Hey, Tanisha, welcome in, baby. Over Ashley, you can finally see me. Hey, Breeby. Okay, so Breeby, I'm logged in on. I'm logged in on a different account so I can see everybody since I can't see you guys in my actual chat. But hey, it works, right? I'm being creative. Robin Lots, good morning, baby. How are you? Happy Sunday. So anyway, I want to do this live, y'all, because I'm gonna be real with y'all. Like this individual is doing all type of somersaults and cartwheels to get my attention, especially if she feels like how do I want to say it? If she feels like people actually care about what I got going on, or people care about my opinion or my commentary or whatever, it just bothers her. Like my whole being and presence bothers this person, right? So it doesn't shock me that this happened. Also, I think she also took an opportunity because thank you so much, Butterfly. Yes, please refrain from using names. You can use nicknames or whatever, but please do not put her name in my chat because I ain't got time for her shenanigans. But anyway, I also think that this live happened because she saw an opportunity based on some commentary that Kevin did on yesterday and then earlier the week when he was responding to Latoya and her shenanigans. And so I think she thought that she saw an opportunity or an open door, right? To try to swivel her little behind in, her slimy ass in, to try to create more division or to open up a can of worms that would create a situation where Kevin and I would be going back and forth. So I am doing this live because unfortunately, Boo Boo Kitty, that is not going to happen. Okay. So I'm gonna, just like Gloria just said, speak your truth, Ashley. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. Um, and that's just gonna be that. So I'm so sick of that, man. Like seriously, Cheryl, like it's getting ridiculous. And I think we all see what's going on here. Like these people, like they have to do this to pay their rent. Like YouTube doesn't pay my rent, y'all. I don't care what I make each month. Like I don't come on here like relying on YouTube as a lifeline, right? A lot of us that come on here, we do this in our spare time or when we have time, or we will force ourselves to make time so that we can put out content, for reasons like obviously you're monetized, you're making money, but also because you're trying to keep your channel afloat in the algorithm, right? And although some people don't take their channel seriously, there are those of us who do, right? And so we want to keep our channel active and performing and all of that. And the only way that you can do that is to consistently speak on things that are happening in trending topics. I think I explained this in a previous live not that long ago where I was saying that when it comes to your active audience, you have to give your active audience what they want, right? And so a lot of the content creators that are in this sector, was in this sector, still attached to this sector some kind of way, right? We have a lot of supporters or subscribers or whatever you want to be called that found us because of the saga and like our perspective of the saga and things of that nature. So that's why you see some of us still touching on it here and there. Some of us, still report on it more than others and things of that nature because of our active audience, right? Plain and simple. Let me see. I'm trying to keep up with the chat. Pammy Pooh says the lady is sick. She doesn't stop. Exactly. And it's always another narrative. And y'all already know I'm not about to sit here and address every little narrative that she comes up with. But I do want to address this because I feel as though she did this purposely to try to trigger Kevin or to make Kevin feel as though I had some ill intent towards him or whatever this narrative is that she was trying to paint. So I'm going to go down the line real quick and let y'all know what it was. And then we're going to get up off of here. Leela says, Ashley, the African father needs to be canceled. No, for real. But you know what? Her day will come. Thank you so much, Cheryl. I appreciate you, baby, for that super chat. You're absolutely right. And I do believe that regardless of what your religion is or whatever you believe in, your higher power, whatever, baby, what goes around, honey, will come back around. Okay. And I told y'all earlier, well, not earlier, but like previously on a live that I titled Laugh Now, Cry Later. This is another prime example of that. Like people get off on trying to be destructive and drive wedges between people and things of that nature. And so this is just another ploy to do that. And so I'm going to dead that today. Okay. So she wasted her time. She could have just went to bed last night because you didn't get no sleep, girl, just to get up and look stupid as a liar. Respectfully. So Angie Williams, hey baby, how are you? Happy Sunday. So anyway, let's get right into it, right? So I'm the reason this live is happening is because I'm kind of sick of the lies as it pertains to Kevin and I in our exchange or what have you that happened here on the app, right? So here's what I'm going to say. I have not spoken to Kevin outside of this platform. So I don't know where that came from. I haven't spoken to Kevin, the truth. I have only spoken to a select few of content creators. And I think most of you probably know who they are based on what has transpired throughout the saga, right? I don't connect and talk to any and everybody in the saga. I support a lot of content creators. I show up, I comment in the chat, I show love or whatever, but I am not on the back end discussing this saga with people. That's a lie. Okay. So again, that automatically really kills the whole lie, to be honest with you, because I never have spoken to Kevin on the back end. And Kevin did not say that. And he did not insinuate that in his live. So literally, she pulled this out of thin air. Okay, because nowhere was that stated that Kevin and I were in contact or connected or speaking on the back end. Okay, so that is already debunked. Butterfly says you guys are so appreciated here. Please don't forget to hit the like. Thank you so much, Butterfly. I appreciate that, baby. So okay, so that's the first thing I wanted to say. Um, and like I said before, this happens because when you need views to make your rent money, through a YouTube check, like you're gonna do whatever you have to do. So it is what it is. Um, to be honest, I would have had this conversation with Kevin on the back end to dead all of this once and for all, because I have had conversation with a content creator or two, a couple of them, I'm not going to lie, as it pertains to how things unfolded between myself and them in the saga, right? And not on some messiness. Hi, Patricia. Welcome in, baby. Not on some messiness, but honestly, just for clarity, right? Like, I did this because of that. Or, when you did this, I thought that. Like, it was those type of conversations. I have had those conversations with a few people from the saga as necessary, right? But the way social media and all this nonsense works, I'm honestly kind of cool on the back end conversations, for real, because it always ends up back on the platform when it's mad day or when you don't move how somebody wants you to move. And so I'm going to be very honest with you. I am very skeptical about talking to anyone that I have not already been in contact with on the back end. Like, that's just straight up what it is, because y'all think I'll be playing when I say I got PTSD from the saga. No, for real, I really do. Like, I don't trust a soul. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I keep it very general and to the point. If I do make any content, I mean, not content, contact with any supporters or content creators on the back end, because I simply do not have time for this nonsense to continue to invade into my life, period. It's negative, it is disgusting, and it weighs very heavy, like, on your spirit outside of this app, right? People come out here and everybody big and bad and everybody this and everybody that or whatever, but when you turn this mug off, okay, it is a very heavy burden to carry when you got complete strangers coming online with the sole purpose to be destructive to you, your life, everything you've built, your platform, and everything else, right? I have no doubt in my mind that this live happened. Excuse me, y'all. Anyway, this live happened because it's to try to throw a monkey wrench in, because, oh, people think she's so great. Oh, y'all think y'all like her content? Let me show you this. Oh, Kevin, you said that you understood where she was coming from. Oh, well, what about this? Let me drop this, right? I'm not a fool. And that's why I don't understand why people who do this type of stuff really think they can play with me like this and it not, like, I'm not going to say nothing or I'm not going to call it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is what bothers people like her. I get under her skin just by being me. And I ain't going to hold you. I love it. I love every second of it, honey, because you're going to continue to be bothered because you could just stay off of my page. Okay? I'm not talking about you. I'm not doing content on you. I'm doing content on the saga and things of the saga or whatever else I want to cover on my platform. You don't have a place over here. So it's really no reason for you to be over here trying to start nothing. But this is what people who are desperate and they in their mind, they're convinced that they're a content creator. Content creators don't do this. You know what content creators do? Go check out my boy Ringo TV. That's what content creators do. They say they piece and they move on. He did a live stream about something completely different last night. He not going around trying to create narratives or create fake ass lies and stories about people just so that people will come in their chat. How weak and pathetic do you have to be to put somebody's name in your title and hashtag it when your ass already finna go to court for defamation while you're still defaming me? Like, what the fuck? Oh my God. Like, people are not as smart as they present on this app. That is defamation, harassment. And it continues on and on and on and on. Where does it end? How obsessed do you have to be with the person to go and try to come up with some bullshit when they're not reporting on you or speaking on you? It's disgusting. All right. Lolita says you better know it. Cheryl says, heck, the supporters have PTSD, so I know the content creators do. Exactly. Hi, Lily. Good morning, baby. Happy Sunday. Miss Mia says you can't deny your commentary and your ability to break things down. Exactly, Miss Mia. And people hate it. And it's crazy because you ain't got to be no hater, baby. Just shine in whatever area you shine in. You know what I'm saying? You can get a crowd. I don't get 500 and 600 people in my thing, so roll with that. Like, damn, that's not enough for you. Like, girl, I can't help that I know how to read. I can't help that I know how to talk. Like, what the fuck? We got the same 24 hours, girl. If you want to get better at your commentary or you want to get better at how you break things down, if you get your ass off live for 3 to 5 hours trying to disparage somebody and use that time to prepare for your lives, like I do, right? Or prepare for your videos and organize your thoughts instead of just going live telling lies. Like you couldn't even get the lie out right. No, somebody sent me something that said she said Amora said. You is a whole liar, bro. You a liar. Because that didn't happen. So I know I didn't say that. Just say you wanted to talk about me, and so you did. Straight up. That's what happened, girl. Because what you talking about did not happen. I ain't never said, and Kevin has never said that we have had any conversations on the back end. That is a lie. I haven't spoken to anyone, and well, I ain't gonna say anyone. But what I will say is I have not spoken to Kevin or LaTruth on the back end ever in life, period. That's not a lie. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I have not spoken to them. There has not been a reason for me to speak on them. Because what I find so ridiculous about this saga, right, is people want to push this narrative that if you speak a certain way, right, and they don't agree with how you speak, all of a sudden you work for this person. You're a worker of them and all this stuff. There was a content creator that admitted that they got a cash out from Kevin. That didn't happen for me. And I don't care that it didn't. You know what I'm saying? But because you hear one person say something, or this is just some theory that you come up with out of thin air in your brain, you think it's actually legit and it's not. Okay. And I think I could speak for a lot of content creators when they say, and I've heard them say, I have not had a conversation with LaTruth. I have not been in contact with LaTruth. All the people that report on stories, there's people who are in certain sectors. I named a few, like the Tim and Brene situation, the crap with DDG and Haley or whatever. Like so because depending on how they report, are you going to say that these people are paying the people speaking in their favor? Because that's the question I have. Just because someone is speaking one way or another does not mean that they are working with or connected somehow to the content creator that they're speaking on. The crazy part is I ain't even speaking on the truth like that. I'm speaking on different issues involved or attached to the saga based on what I see and observe in the saga. I don't know how people are coming up with, oh, they're being paid by Kevin. They're being paid by LaTruth. How? Kevin sat on his live and literally said he cut everybody off in an effort to appease his sister. So where you get out of that people are being paid and all this, like y'all need to kill it. It's ridiculous at this point. All right, let me catch up on these comments. Butterfly says some people aren't even worth trying to figure out. Exactly. Blessed Beyond Measure says actually the saga is drying up. And NN is throwing the weakest links and lies out there he can stick with, and it's backfiring every time. Exactly, because it's finna backfire today. Girl, nice try. You should have took your ass to bed in that twin. Cheryl says he is off his medication. I agree, Miss Mia. AC's talent is undeniable. Thank you, Butterfly. Miss E, good morning, baby. Happy Sunday. Yes, y'all hit that like button for me. Josephine, good morning, baby. Let me see who else. Actually, you do an amazing job. Thank you, Lily. I appreciate that. Hey, Lolita Jones. Good morning, baby. So anyway, so let's get back. So in this little live that she did, child, she played a piece of a clip to fit her fake ass narrative. That was from Kevin's live yesterday, and in the clip, because I had to go back and listen to Kevin's live myself just because of the way she cut it off. Because this is the type of person, like, they like to play bits and pieces of things because they only want you to hear it their way, right? They only want you to see it their way. They only want it to be presented a certain way. They cut pieces off. They only play a couple seconds here or there They don't give you any context before or after. And so after I listened to what she was talking about, since my fucking name is in the title, hello. I was like, you know what? Let me go listen to Kevin's live, right? Because I had started listening to some of Kevin's live yesterday because I actually was interested in what his response would be to Ringo about the whole fiasco or whatever, right? So I didn't get very far into the live because I was very busy. I think also Amber might have went live. Then I cut off and listened to some of her live. Like I had a lot going on yesterday, y'all. So I did not get to listen to all of his live. So I'm gonna be honest, I did not hear either of the two clips that she played. That's why I was like, what the hell is she talking about? Right? Now, I will say I did listen to some of Kevin's. I listened to most of Kevin's first live. I think the day before. So I did hear that my name was dropped earlier in that live. But this other piece that he did at the end of the first live, I just heard today based off of her and her shenanigans. And I was trying to, fact find before I respond, because a lot of people have a very horrible habit of coming on the platform and only getting bits and pieces off of somebody's live and not going to verify what actually happened before they respond. So I didn't want to be that person. So I was like, let me go listen to Kevin's live myself, and get to these particular, points where he was speaking about me, so I can, correctly, so that I'm sorry, I got caught in the chat. So I can correctly address it without sounding crazy, right? Let me see. She's trying to trigger you to say something that will hurt your case. Exactly, Cheryl. But what she don't understand is this just further plays into defamation because you just told another barefaced ass lie. Like it's just crazy to me. But it's all good. I understand. Exactly, Cheryl. That's why I commented on a post AC did before going live, reminding her how people throw rocks and play victim. Exactly, Butterfly. And that's also why I take notes and stuff when I do my lives. And not just this live. I do it on all my lives, y'all. When I go live, well, I ain't gonna say all of them. Like a couple of them, if I'm just coming on here to troll, not so much. But this one or a live like this one, I definitely took notes on what points I wanted to make, because when you're dealing with this type of person, and I feel like I said this earlier in another live, you have to be careful because they will set up a booby trap for you to screw you up, right? So either you're trying to hit me up because we got to go to court, right? Or you're gonna try to get me to post a picture of you or post a receipt, right? Because that's private information and it's illegal in the state of Texas, and you know that. Why you keep coming on here posting text messages against people's permission because it's entertaining, right? Just like you said, oh, I posted her government name, but my lawyer told me I wasn't supposed to do that, and I knew I wasn't supposed to do that, but people do it anyway, like corny shit like that. So what she wants me to do is come on here and try to debunk her nonsense by doing the same bullshit she's doing so she can get me hemmed up. But unfortunately, I don't just say I'm smart or present like I'm smart. I'm smart in real life, okay? And I ain't got to do all that. It's unnecessary because the fucking receipts were irrelevant anyway, just like the receipts of her new counterpart that joined her team, okay? So let's talk about it. So anyway, she played a piece of this clip from Kevin's live yesterday. In the clip, Kevin was explaining where he heard me explaining the interaction between her and I as it pertains to her calling herself trying to check me once before because Kevin was in my chat, right? Now, he didn't really give much detail. I'm just kind of throwing in what exactly he was referring to, right? I explained all of this in my Surviving Nate live, right? So anyway, in the clip, he made the statement, or in the portion of the live, because I don't even know if she let it all play out. I had to go back and listen to it for myself. But he basically made the statement as a reference point to say that things basically made more sense to him now, looking back on the situation. Hey, Blueberry baby, happy Sunday. He was basically saying it made sense to him now, looking back on it, and that he actually appreciated the experience for a few reasons, right? So that's where that whole piece came from. Didn't have nothing to do with Kevin coming on here saying that I contacted him on the back end and told him that this lady is the reason why I was going back and forth with him on the app. She made that whole shit up in her mind. And honestly, there's probably a diagnosis for it. Like, just being real. Because how the fuck do you just come up with something that didn't even happen? That is the craziest shit I have ever heard of in my entire life. Now, I personally have not finished watching all of either of Kevin's lives, right? So told y'all I got further into the first live than the second live because I got busy yesterday. But I did play a little more of it prior to this live, specifically the parts that were applicable to this live so that I could address everything. Hey, Forgotten, welcome in, baby. Um, so anyway, I had to play it, like I said, because I was trying to figure out where she got this clip from because I didn't hear it in the first live. The live from yesterday. So I had to end up going back to play, like find the end part of the first live, and that was where this other clip came up that she played. Right, that her garbage ass supporters with they messy ass allegedly sent her. You know, that's everybody. That's everybody thing. You know, oh, somebody sent me this, baby. You found that shit on your own. But anyway, um, so anyway, I had no idea how the topic itself turned into Kevin and I. To be honest with you, right? And if I'm honest, it's a bit frustrating because I feel like this is why the saga won't shake, right? People keep regurgitating like irrelevant nonsense to keep the fire burning, and it keeps burning because it starts triggering supporters and content creators when people continue to do this, right? And so I'm starting to think that this is done purposely to sway the audience one way or another. But I digress, like, because I've seen it happen multiple times in many different scenarios, like not just with Kevin, I'm talking about across the board. Like, people are notorious for going way back and digging up something and throwing it in there that has nothing to do with what is currently going on. And I don't like that, to be honest with you, because I feel like it just starts a whole bunch of unnecessary confusion. This situation that is going on right now in the saga has to do with Toya exposing or attempting to expose her brothers. It had nothing to do with what me and Kevin went through on the app. So I still, to this day, I don't even understand how it correlates. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Let me catch up in the chat. Okay, I said hi to Blueberry. Free. Hey, sister. Finally caught you, sis. Good morning, Ashley in chat. Good morning, honey. Happy Sunday. Hi, good morning, Gwen. So anyway, so I finally figured out that the other clip was from where Kevin spoke in his first live, which was the live he did responding to Toya exposing the family initially, right? And in the clip, he's speaking about how I said I was going to get his live removed, right? Yes, that did happen. I think everybody on the app know that. Like, I spoke on it. I feel like I addressed it on the platform before. And again, like I just previously said, I am not understanding why this even came up when his recent lives were in response to Toya's nonsense. Like, me, Toya, Kevin, like, the correlation is just not there. Like, Toya came out exposing personal family business. And so now let's discuss why Ashley Chats and Kevin went through something on the app. Like, even when you say it out loud, it sounds crazy. I'm just being real. Like, it don't make sense to me. So anyway, to go back off of the clip that he said, let me just address that, right? What he is referring to with the whole piece with the live was, actually, I think I got it further in my notes. I don't want to jump ahead of myself, right? Let me just go back to my notes because I don't want to repeat myself. Anyway, so me saying I would remove Kevin's content was because I felt it was being broken down to disparage me or like what I had said, right? He was saying that that was not the case on the live that he was, doing to break down the live, but the dialogue did not align with that, right? And the comments also didn't match. Like, people was on my ass in them comments based off of his breakdown of my content, right? And so it was getting the audience all riled up, in my opinion, to further drag me or to further, be pissed off with Ashley Chats. So yes, I did not want him breaking down my video, period. That's the extent of that situation, right? Kevin and I went back and forth because Kevin, in my opinion, this is my opinion. I'm not trying to accuse Kevin or anything. I just want to get out in my opinion, what transpired, right? Kevin and I went back and forth because Kevin wouldn't let it go. Kind of like now, right? I have deleted all of the videos and the footage that I said on Kevin in my attempt to move forward. Okay. Matter of fact, I removed that content whenever the content creators came and we kind of made amends and multiple content creators apologized and we all decided to just let bygones be bygones and things of that nature. I deleted that content around that point in time. So that would have been back in like February, right? So there's a narrative that I just was coming for Kevin and attacking him, and I just want y'all to know that it's false, right? Kevin and I started going back and forth because I did commentary about him calling this particular content creator a slave, right? I did not even dedicate a whole live or a whole video to it. It came up in one of my live streams, like in the chat. Someone dropped it in the chat that he had made a statement calling her a slave, and I gave my opinion on it. And my opinion obviously was that I thought it was wrong. I thought it was offensive to call a black woman a slave, right? And so Kevin got offended. He didn't like what I said, so he chose to break down my live, right? I didn't like what he said, and it went from there. That's how the back and forth dialogue between Kevin and I happened. It wasn't just me coming out the woodworks attacking Kevin. So please, y'all, dead that narrative. That's not what happened. Okay. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting very frustrated with it because I don't understand why it's still coming up. I'm just being honest. Like, and this ain't the first time I've heard it, not just from Kevin. Like I'm tired of it coming up. I'm gonna be honest. Right. So, anyways, so the clip that was played, I feel like it was done to try to start some shit. Or for this orphan to have a reason to bring my name up because apparently it tastes so damn good to her. Okay. Free says that's exactly what happened. Thank you, Free. Like, it's just so frustrating. Like, I don't, and I feel like people should like, if you've been following my platform for any amount of time, I feel like this is self-explanatory. Like people know me, right? So it's like, why is it that this is even a question, right? Y'all ain't seen me come out here and just attack people for no reason. I don't do that, right? Especially not someone like Kevin, right? Kevin is not someone, even if I was that type of person, there would be absolutely no reason for me to attack someone like Kevin because Kevin doesn't come out here and attack other people. So I just really wish y'all, for real, like, please kill that narrative. That's not what happened at all. Me and Kevin was going back and forth because we had a disagreement. Straight up. He say something, I say something. He say something, I say something. Like, that's what happened. And eventually I just stopped. After that last live that he was referring to, he said I was calling him pretty and gay and all this other stuff. I think that was the last live I did because at that point I was tired of going back and forth. And I felt like it was pointless. And also, Kevin is a man. I'm like, I'm not about to come on here and argue with no man every day. I don't even do that with my own men. You know what I'm saying? So that's what that was, y'all. So anyway, she played this other clip, saying that I later reached out, or she tried to spin the narrative like I later reached out to Kevin, basically trying to insinuate I had talked to him on the back end or whatever. And what Kevin was saying is that I later explained, and he was referring to the live, y'all, the surviving Nate live, right? The surviving Nate live that I did was where I had explained the whole situation because I was expressing some of the things I had gone through with this content creator. That's why it was called Surviving Nate. You know what I'm saying? So that's what he was referring to, but she tried to twist that into him basically saying that I had somehow reached out to him and communicated this information to him. And that's not what he said. Everyone heard it. Like I said it on my platform. But the narrative is so much more fun to say that I spoke to him on the back end, right? Because the truth won't do. It's more entertaining to tell a lie, right? That's why you kept hearing her screaming in the mic. If she told Kevin this, she's a wide nose, this, and this, and she all type of bitches and all that, because her ass knows that I didn't say that and that I didn't do that. She made that shit up to have a reason to do content on me. Okay? Keep the play. Let me catch up. I remember Ashley. Thank you, Hot Wings Lover. Like, I know I'm not tweaking. Cheryl says exactly just trying to trigger you. Oh, I know. And to be honest, I think she's trying to trigger me, but I think more than anything, she's trying to start some shit between Kevin and I. Just based off of, oh, let me show you these text messages. Let me show you this, all that. I think it was not only to trigger me, but it was also to try to see if she could get me and Kevin to go back and forth on the app. Great job on this live and delivery. Thank you so much, Butterfly. I appreciate you. Kimberly says, don't fall for it. You are a good commentary, and she's jealous because you know how to break it down. Exactly. Don't let these water ruin your Sundays. Oh, they not, baby. They not, right? So anyway, this content creator is doing everything in their power to discredit me on the app as a liar, right? But the funny thing is, or the funny thing about that is when you speak the truth, right? People can flip it 10,000 different ways, and you're still gonna always end up with the truth. Okay, one word, y'all: defamation. Okay. So I'm gonna say this to Kevin Wesley because I don't know if he's in the chat. He may be in the bushes or what have you. But I want to say this to Kevin, right? If you're listening, Kevin, I heard in the clip where you said that it hurt you because you basically, I think this was in the live from yesterday. You said in the clip, and this is not verbatim, you said in a roundabout way that it hurt you because you basically thought more of me than what I displayed when it came to you on the app, right? And so I'm going to apologize to you, Kevin, for that. When we were going back and forth, I felt that you had started hitting below the belt by posting monkey photos on the community wall or whatever. So I, in turn, attacked your sexuality, not because I think that you actually are gay or whatever. To be honest, I don't care. Like, I don't care who people sleep with. I don't care what people's sexuality is. I don't think it takes anything from a person at all. Like, that's just not my business, right? Um, but anyway, because I felt that you were behaving a certain way that to me came off emotional or in your feelings or whatever, going back and forth with me, you know, for days in a row or whatever, that is why I made that statement, right? I know she twisted it and said that I thought that you were gay in the messages, but the messages clearly said I understood why people think that, not that I personally thought that. Okay, so I just want to clarify that. She also threw out that I said F your wives, and I did. It is in the text messages. But if you pay attention to the message prior, she stated he's trying to use his wife to manipulate you or something of the sort. I don't remember verbatim what it was. But to me, right, I feel like she threw that out there to bait me to say something about your wives, right? To pop shit or whatever. Now I take full accountability for what I said. I'm not saying, oh, she made me do this, da, da, da. I am a grown ass woman, right? I said that on my own free will. Nobody made me do it or say it. Okay. But she presented this like I just hit her up and started popping off about your wives. So for that, I will also apologize to you, Kevin, for making that statement towards your wives. Okay. If I am honest with you, when any man in my life I encounter starts arguing back and forth with me over and over again, I question their sexuality because it's not what I'm accustomed to. I am not kidding you. My right hand to God. I have asked my husband before. If he argued with me for too long, I will ask him, are you gay? I swear to God. I swear to God I have. You know what I'm saying? But I can see how that comes off as disrespectful. So again, Kevin, I apologize for that. Now, to that note, I knew that it would get under your skin because that's the narrative being pushed on the app by people who get mad at you. Just like the narrative that I'm a monkey every time someone gets pissed off with me on the app, in which you also posted on your community wall. So I think it's fair to say that we were both saying and doing things intentionally to be hurtful to one another because we were fighting online. And that's how fights go, right? It doesn't make it right, but that's what happened. Okay. And so I was doing what we all like to call matching energy. And in that process, I now see that it actually did hurt your feelings. So, Kevin, again, I apologize to you for that and all the other exchanges between us during that time. Now, you were very aggressive. I was listening to your first live when I was trying to find this other clip that she was playing or whatever. You were very aggressive in demanding an apology or insinuating that you deserved an apology for how you felt that I had wronged you. So I think it's equally fair that I receive an apology as well. Okay. You said that I called you gay and pretty and some other stuff. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't remember ever calling you pretty, but it's possible because I did post. I think the picture, the cover photo was like Billy Porter. She showed that in the messages too, as if I was saying that's what you look like. No, if you would have saw the message, I think she kind of tried to scroll past it fast. I was showing her that this was my next cover photo. Now I don't know if I stated that to her or if we were on the phone because through a lot of our messages, her and I were on the phone texting each other different things while she was like, "Oh, I was worried about business, y'all. I was sending her my money and she was sending me drama." No, bitch, we was on the phone. Okay. So anything that she showed y'all that didn't have no context, we was on the phone. Okay. Straight up, point blank and period. Right. So anyway, back to what I was saying. You said that I called you gay, pretty, and some other stuff, but you also posted a monkey photo. And you did a topic addressing quote unquote masculine women. I forgot how you titled it or whatever, but it was in response to the quote unquote pretty video or the gay video or whatever, right? So right is right. And I'm taking accountability. So I encourage you to do the same because we were both fighting and we are both in our feelings about everything, right? You stated I probably didn't give a fuck about not apologizing to you. Yet I want to point out to you that I did delete all of the content well before now. It's been gone for months off of my channel. Not hidden, not private. It's gone, deleted, gone, capiche, gone. Okay. So I want you to know I did give a fuck about moving forward. And you even went on to say that you don't like, that when people, you said something about like you didn't like that people were back cool with me because I was exposing shit. Now, to that note, I want anybody in the comments to please show me one content creator in this saga who has not exposed some shit on somebody. Please, I just need one name. Like, let's be real. I ain't gonna say that because I can't think of one or two who have not done that. But let's just be real here. Outside of that one or two, and I do mean one or two, nearly everybody in this motherfucker done exposed something or somebody. Okay. So the thing that kind of threw me, you know, a loop for that is I didn't expose nothing on you, Kevin. So I feel like it was unfair for you to state, that little piece or whatever. But I get it. You probably was still in your feelings because we had what we had on the app, right? So 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 I understand, right? Like literally everyone in this spot in this saga though, and I just want to point this out, has exposed some shit for whatever their justification was for doing it. But I don't think that is fair that Ashley Chat shouldn't be accepted or it should be looked at sideways just because she did it. Okay. Let me catch up in the chat. Gloria says Ashley Chat people know Nasty Nate trying to get something started. Oh, I know, but I just wanted to dead this, and also to give Kevin some peace so he can move forward. Kimberly says don't fall for a good commentary. She's jealous of the way you break things down. Kevin has been out the way. Let's let him stay. I'm just saying Ashley stay safe in these streets, right, Gwen? This is why I love you, sis. Real is rare. Stay true to you. Period, sister. I love you. We don't judge people because of their sexual preferences. Exactly, butterfly. I love everybody, honey. I promise you. Like that does not. I know who I sleep with. That's all that's important to me, y'all. He is desperate for money real bad at this point. He don't care who she throws to the wolves. Exactly. It's ridiculous. And people still believing and confiding in her and giving her their information. Baby, I hate when it's mad day. That's all I can say. I hate when it's mad day for y'all. Because that's all she got, y'all. She ain't got no mug shot of me. She ain't got no evictions, none of that bullshit, baby, because ain't none of that on my record, honey. So that's all she got is keep going back to them old ass text messages trying to get some shit started with people that she was throwing names out there that I was actively beefing with. She left that part out. She left that part out, baby. That I was actively beefing with the people that she kept throwing their names out. Blueberry says, understanding is the best, Ashley. Grown women do grown women things. Absolutely. Thank you so much, but Blueberry. And thank you so much for that super chat, baby. Oh, Nate isn't going to like this. Things aren't going how she planned. Exactly, Nola. That's why you should just leave people alone, baby. That's why you should just leave people alone. Just came in to say this is grown woman-ish. Thank you so much. You changed me. I appreciate it. Jasmine D. Hey, honey. How are you? Happy Sunday. Great, sincere apology, Ashley Chats. Thank you, Angie. I appreciate that, baby. Ashley, I love accountability when a person is wrong and they own up to it. Absolutely. Not butterfly, Lord. Blueberry. Kevin, I can vouch for that. I have spoken with Ashley on numerous accounts, and she generally was upset about y'all's fallout. She deleted the negativity about you, unlike some. Exactly, free. Exactly. My 2 cents. Hey, baby. Good morning. Happy Sunday. Miss White even got Sean. I'm crying. Humble Me Hype says, and this is exactly why I rock with Miss Chats because, baby, the level of elegance and class is beyond the saga shenanigans. Absolutely love you to pieces. Oh, I love you too, Humble. I appreciate you, baby. Everyone has done things that they shouldn't be proud of. Every single content creator. As a supporter, I've commented things I should not have said. The saga has taken a toll on everyone. I agree. Thank you so much, Lolita. I agree 100%. And that's my motherfucking dog. Love this for you. That's my dog. Hey, down Friday. That's my dog. I love it. Hot Wings Lover says, absolutely, Ashley. Sometimes I replay your lives because you're funny. You deleted content because Kevin months ago. Absolutely. Because I was over it. And I've said this to y'all several times, y'all. Even when I was going back and forth with other content creators, you notice eventually the content comes down, y'all, because I get over it. I get over it. It's just like people that would have been mad at me for getting blocked. Baby, you won't be blocked forever, girl. I just want you to be blocked long enough to know don't contact me. That's it. Once you understand the assignment, girl, you get unblocked. Just don't write me or you getting blocked again. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not petty and I'm very much a forgiving person. And not only that, I understand that this is just some internet nonsense where the lines just get crossed up and people just, say whatever and do whatever. And that can just cause a lot of confusion. I understand that. You know what I'm saying? You better say that, Ish. Humble me. Hey, Sunshine. Welcome in, baby. Love this grown woman ish. I'm here for it. Absolutely. Absolutely. So anyway, let me get back to it. So anyways, I would really appreciate, and I'm still speaking to Kevin, right? I would really appreciate, seriously, like that the situation not continuously be brought up and weaponized against me after this, because I am on my platform sincerely apologizing to you about it. Okay. Like, you have stated that you dislike when people keep bringing up, that you called a certain content creator a bitch, and that the context around it has been misconstrued and misrepresented it and all this other stuff. So please just give me the same respect as it pertains to this situation, right? Also, if I'm honest, and if you remember back when I spoke on that live about this individual reaching out, calling herself, checking me for having you, in the chat or whatever. Her and I got into it because I stood up to her and I told her I didn't have a personal problem with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever her beef was with you or whatever her problem was with you, like, I told her that ain't got nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? And she did tell me, well, that means you're a part of the problem because you're supposed to stand up for women, and that you, Kevin, was a manipulator, and how couldn't I see that? And all this other stuff. And I threw it back at her, basically saying, well, I could say the same thing about Brianna. Okay. And so y'all remember in that live, the conversation kind of took a different turn then, because then it was, oh, now I got to defend Brianna type crap. Based on what she said. Thank you so much, my 2 cents, baby. I appreciate you, honey. Happy Sunday. And then also Forgotten, welcome to the chat lounge. Hey, Lakeith, thank you so much. Gotta catch the replay. Absolutely. Absolutely. So I do want to reiterate that to you, Kevin. Like, I know it might have looked like, I feel like you might have thought that I had a problem with you just because I was in alliance with her, but that is not the case, right? Like, we actually had a very, we had a conversation, y'all. Y'all, listen, I ain't no pushover on the app or behind the app. Like, that's not no cap, baby. That's just who I am, period. Right? So I do want to be clear with you. I did not have a problem with you when I became an alliance with her at the time. But I did feel that you were only coming around to check my temperature to see if I would treat you differently just because I was now in alliance with her, if that makes sense, right? I had never seen you in my chat before then on a live stream until her supporters were starting to come into my chat, and things of that nature. And then all of a sudden I see Kevin in my chat. And to be honest, if you remember in the live that you came in, I was like, Kevin? I said, y'all said Kevin's in here? I don't see Kevin, because I had never seen you in my chat. Right. And so, I felt like I did what I could to make you see that there was no issue. And we even had a dialogue in the comments after the live, under the live. Like, I think you came back and you was like, I really appreciate your, your point of view or your perspective or something. I forgot how you said it. And I just told you, you know what? Yeah, like, I don't have a problem with you. I just didn't agree with the slave comment or whatever. And to me, I thought we had an understanding, right? So and that dialogue, like that was kind of why the phone call happened, because I was, oh, you had Kevin in your chat, oh, y'all was talking on your comments, that's kind of how the conversation went or whatever. So I do want to clarify that. So hindsight, I think I was stuck in the middle of the both of y'all. Like, I feel like I was being pulled or temperature checked by the both of you to see how I would move. And in my opinion, it was unnecessary, because my alliance with her at the time was not on some let me link up to destroy the other side. And I get it. That's kind of how the saga has played out. And so people kind of make assumptions and think that everybody moved like that. But that was not the case, right? I explained multiple times at the time. Her and I connected on the app because she had lied and told me that she could help me get my page back right. So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, she's going to help me get my page back right. So as a thank you, let me just show some support. So then I went over into her chat a couple times and things like that. Then she started shouting out my page, telling people to follow me, and all that. And now that I'm looking back, I think what she was trying to do was project onto me what she did. And that is, she was shouting me out to rub it into Robert's supporters and content creators' faces that I was in her chat, or that I was quote unquote on good terms with her, because it would obviously be a trigger and make people think that I'm on some snake shit because, oh, now she in Nate chat. Okay. And I'm just sitting here thinking about all this just based off of what has unfolded here in the last few hours or whatever. Right. So when this side started seeing me in her chat, that opened a can of worms, right? Because although at the time nobody on this side, quote unquote, even rocked with me, because I had fell out with content creators and all this other stuff. I feel like I was still being dragged, like I was being called different animal names, all that. So I feel like it was just a domino effect after that. It was just a bunch of assumptions and all of that, right? So let's get to this piece, right? This the part that I want. Free says that was the setup, Ashley. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And it's all like, and this is a thing, right? She thought that live last night was or a few hours ago, whatever. It was not that long ago. She thought it was going to trigger me to the point where I was going to come on here and attack Kevin or go back and forth with Kevin. And now, as y'all can see, this is going to backfire on her because you look foolish out here, right? Because now I'm starting to see the picture a lot more clear about how this all went down, right? Let me catch up on these comments real quick. Hey, A Stokes, welcome in, baby. Happy Sunday. Lolita says, I remember that because he also said he agreed with a lot of what you were saying. Exactly, Lolita. That's how that went, because I didn't have a problem with Kevin. I really didn't. The problem started when he was like, I'm going to break down the lie. But then the way he was speaking was like he was upset, and then, like I said, then, people was talking, man, they was talking crazy. They was coming on my page, writing stuff. Like, it just started getting out of control. So that was why I was like, you know what? Like, I don't want you breaking down my live. Like, I want you to just delete the live. Because for me, I was like, this isn't helping the situation. It's making it worse, and it's making more people feel like they should, attack me, or like I was trying to come at you crazy. Or then it turned into, oh, she's only saying this because she's on that lady's side, and, all of that. Who went live this time? I got here late. Girl, Nate, she went live last night with my name in the title, trying to say I lied to Kevin. Basically, she's accusing me of somehow, I think, what did she say? Like, I've been talking to Kevin on the back end, and that I told Kevin that the only reason I was dragging him was because she told me to. And that's a lie. I've never said that. I have never ever said that. So I don't even know where she got that from. But I think she just came up with that based off of what Kevin stated in his live, which was not at all anything remotely close to that. Let's Beyond Measure says, Kevin also gave you accolades on how you break down your videos and said you're a smart woman. Exactly, Let's Beyond. That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm starting to see like this whole situation was the way certain things were portrayed, and it just kind of blew up from there. Lolita says, oh, I was just commenting that I remember because I went to watch the replay of your live and there was some very respectful dialogue between you guys. Exactly. Because I ain't had no problem with him. Love you guys. Thank you so much for showing up and supporting Ashley. Thank you so much, Butterfly. I appreciate you, baby. Free says that was the setup, Ashley. That's exactly what she was doing. I agree. Brandy says, Nate just messy. I think that was just an afterthought. about y'all beef. He mentioned in his live, this man been doing his own thing until his sister did. Exactly, Brandy, and that's what I'm saying. And that's why I'm apologizing to Kevin straight up, because now I want Kevin to know that I don't have no ill feelings toward him. I do give a fuck about the fact that I hurt his feelings and all of that. Like, I do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not that type of person. What we had was what we had. We didn't see eye to eye. We went back and forth, whatever. I like I said, I take full accountability for that. But I don't want Kevin thinking that I'm just somebody that come on here and try to hurt and disparage somebody, and they can come on here and say, you know what, that really did hurt my feelings. Like, he literally said, I don't even know this girl, and I don't know why it hurt me so much, but I think it's because I thought more of her or something like that. Like, that type of, I care about stuff like that. I've shared that with y'all before. Like, I had a supporter tell me when I got into it with another content creator, like, Ashley, I feel like you was trying to embarrass this person. Like, I feel like you was trying, you know what I'm saying? And that was not my intent. And that hurt my feelings, because I'm like, damn, like, how many other supporters really thought that? You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe she wasn't the only one that thought that my intent was to try to embarrass somebody or shame somebody, and that wasn't my intent. My intent was, it was the principle of the situation of me being misrepresented for months, to where I'm being talked about and dragged on the app, and like losing credibility. I'm losing supporters. I'm losing all of this. You know what I'm saying? Because someone lied and careless and just chose not to fix it. You know what I'm saying? And I get it because of the nature of this saga. Maybe Kevin thought that because that's how it goes, right? Like, people do whatever and they don't care. They don't fix it. They don't apologize. They don't do nothing. They just step right over it. Like, oh, well, like, I know I drug your family. I know I doxed your family. I know I put your address out here. I know I talked about your husband, your kids, your grandma, your whatever. But so what? Like, get over it. That's not me. That's not me. So Cheryl says that's the narrative she wanted to push, because she kept saying, Ashley said those supporters never supported me. And I'm glad you brought that up, Cheryl, because if y'all listen to, and this is how much of a liar this lady is, right? Go back and listen to her live, y'all, where she said that part. It was like towards the end. In the messages, we were talking about Kevin and his wives. We were speaking about Kevin and his wives. We were not talking about the supporters. But she threw that out there like, yeah, she said the supporters never supported her. That's not what we were talking about. Like, pay attention to the messages, y'all. The messages were the discussion between me and her about how I felt about, because she said he's trying to use his wives to manipulate you. Like, because I think Kevin had made a statement when all this was going on. Kevin had made a statement and said, like, Jamie loves you, or Jamie loves your commentary, or something of the sort, right? And when in our dialogue back and forth, I was just like, I felt like it was bullshit, because I had never seen Jamie in my comments. I've never seen Jamie comment over here or whatever. So at the time, I just found that hard to believe, because I'm like, well, damn, I ain't never seen her. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, whatever. So when she said that to me, that's why I was like, F his wives. Because I'm like, oh, it's bullshit. Like, they making that up. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we arguing, right? And then she said something else. And then I said they never supported me anyway. We were talking about his wives, y'all. We were not talking about the supporters. But she was so easy to just skate over that. Yeah, y'all see right here. I remember when she said this, she was talking about the supporters. They don't even support her over there. That's not what the conversation was, y'all. We were speaking on the situation, how I felt about Kevin and his wives, and how he had said that his wife, I think it was Jamie, really appreciated my commentary. But she threw that out there. Thank you so much for bringing that up, Cheryl, because that's I forgot to make notes of that. Jasmine said, I was raising my hand about not exposing nobody, but I said before, I'll say it again. It'd be too much and too messy. Absolutely not. Absolutely, Jasmine. You definitely are one that did not do that. Y'all give me 1 second. Okay. Okay, I read my 2 cents message. Kevin said that he's never spoken to you. What is she talking about? Exactly how it means lover. He hasn't. He hasn't. And she know that. That's why she kept saying, if she did this, or if she said, girl, you knew damn well I didn't say it. But because you know we got to go see the big man, you made sure to say if, because you out here showing your ass about a fake ass story that you just made up. Literally just made up some shit. That's crazy. Free says it's Sunday. Get that hate out your heart. Hit that and support the live. Thank you. Hit that like, baby. It's Nathaniel and best believe Nancy Nate. Your day is coming. Trust and believe. And it is. Lolita says, that's when I was in your bushes, Ashley. I remember Lolita was like, oh, I'm so glad everything cool started coming out the bushes. I love you, Lolita. Just I give up these typos kicking my ass. These lies kicking. Listen, I'm girl. You and this Woody. I'm dead. Well, that could have been true because I also loved your commentary, but I never comment. I stay in your bushes though. I understand. Trust me, I understand. So anyway, so let's get into this whole let's show receipts, baby. Since she wanna lie, whatever. I want to be very clear with y'all. She showed them receipts because that's what she really wanted to do. Straight up. Okay. It was no more because that wasn't even necessary. It wasn't even necessary. And I'll be real with you. I feel like she showed the receipts because in Kevin's most recent live, he was more aggressive and pissed off in the first live, right? When he was addressing Toya as it pertains to me. But in this live he did yesterday, in my opinion, right, I feel like he had sat back, he had observed, probably watched some people's commentary where people stood with the situation. And I feel like he took a different, like he took like a general consensus about how he felt and how he looked at situations, right? And so his energy was different towards me yesterday when he was, and that's where he expressed that his feelings were hurt because he, he just expected more from me, right? So this whole let me show these receipts was like, oh, okay, you think she literally said it. Oh, you think she's such a stand-up person? You think she's so honest? Let me show you this. She said this. Ooh, she said that. Ooh, she said this. So I think she got triggered and bothered by the fact that Kevin was able to say, you know what, it did bother me. It hurt my feelings that, me and her had that type of exchange. But this is what I learned from that experience. Because people like her don't want to see people move forward, right? They don't want to see people do better and make better choices, right? It feels better when it's chaotic, right? I need y'all to fight. I don't need y'all to get along. Because if y'all get along, then that means y'all can band together. That means y'all can mutually support each other. That means y'all can go higher. I don't want that. I want to create division because only I can stand up and I can only be on the top and I can only shine straight up, right? So I just want to be clear. Her showing those receipts, that's what she wanted to do. It didn't have nothing to do with nothing. She still ain't played on none of them clips that she tried to force Kevin's clips to say that I said that she told me to drag him and all that. She even went so far to say, yeah, see, here's the proof that she only did it to get monetized. I'm gonna cover that in a little second because I don't want to jump ahead of my notes. But I just want to point out that she did this purposely because she wanted to create division or strife between Kevin and I. And she thought this would be an easy way to do it, to go dig up some text messages, break the law, and expose somebody's personal text messages yet again in the middle of a defamation case. In an attempt to further defame me and my platform because it bothers her that I'm here and that people love it here. That's the problem. My entire presence bothers her, baby. But guess what? Stay bothered, Bookie butt. She even made sure that she read where I asked for Amber's information to pursue her legally if the doxing continued, as if that had anything to do with the subject at hand. And it's so like, oh yeah, it said okay, yeah, that was when she was like she just casually threw that in there. Like people don't know what the hell going on. Right. Then she threw out there, see, this is proof that she purposely well, before I get into that, I want to say then she proceeds to say that she never told me to speak on Kevin, which threw me for a loop because Kevin never said that in the clip, which I feel like I already said that, but that was in my notes and I don't want to skip none of them. So then okay, wait, I see Upper, and I think y'all, I love me some Upper because she be speaking facts. Let me see. Best Beyond Measure says Nasty Nate is jealous of you, and he knows you're smarter than he is at this point. Exactly, Best Beyond Measures, and it's so obvious. Is anyone else screen dart? I hope not. Y'all screen dart? Yep, 100. She was like, oh no, I can't have that. Exactly, Nola. She's like, oh hell no. Like, they're giving her too much, bitch. I'm finna try to fuck this all the way up. Okay, I'm back. I had to leave and come back. Okay. Upper says, good morning, Ashley. I have to say this because I see the play. This is an attempt to get you and Kevin going back at it. Don't fall for it. Laugh out loud. You know you didn't say that and Kevin didn't say it. Exactly, Upper. That's what I said. But you probably just now coming in the live. And that's why I wanted to do this live so I could give Kevin an apology. Because that's dead, baby. Me and Kevin are not going back and forth. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, girl. But that plan didn't work, girl. It didn't work. I'm so sorry to inform you. I'm sorry, like I'm actually a little tickled by that. You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, like this is it was clear as day. Like, oh, okay, I see what she's trying to do. I already saw that. Kevin admitted he still feels a way about you, so she's playing that. That's fine, but I already know that. And that, like I said, that's why I did this live to apologize to Kevin because I want Kevin to be able to move forward. Not saying me and Kevin gonna be cool, tight, whatever. I just want Kevin to know that I do apologize for what happened and what transpired between him and I as it pertains to my part and what happened. Straight up. That's why this live happened. But she also threw out there, like, see, this is proof that she purposely did this to get monetized, which I was talking about earlier. So I want to dip back in that. That's false again, right? Did I need watch hours? Absolutely, because I was trying to get my page monetized, and you need watch hours to get monetized, right? But any content creator who has ever needed watch hours, and I'm sure they can vouch for it if they are in here, right? To cross that threshold for monetization, um, they will tell you that you will do content on whatever you feel like or deem necessary to obtain your hours, right? If an opportunity presents, right, there's a trending topic, there's something everybody want to talk about, people are interested in speaking about, right? Then you're gonna do commentary on it so that you can get your hours. We're not about to sit here and try to play like, oh, she strictly like she only went after Kevin to get monetized. Baby, stop playing, okay? It just so happened like that that's just how it happened, right? Like me and Kevin happened to fall out. I needed watch hours, so we're gonna go back and forth for a little bit so I get my watch hours. Straight up. I'm not denying it. Okay. Period. No shade. Respectfully. So miss me with that. That was not strategic. I was not intentionally attacking him just for watch hours because if y'all paid attention back then, I was also posting other content. And to be honest, I don't even think I was going live every day, if I remember correctly. Let me see. Upper says, continue not speaking on her as well due to your legal situation. Sometimes people try to bait you into saying the wrong thing when there's legal issues going on. Absolutely, Upper. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, baby. Let's Beyond Measure says he manipulated his supporters into believing him to get cash ups, super stickers, super chats, and coffee. That's it. And that's all. Absolutely. Hey, Spicy Brown. Absolutely. Let me see, Upper. That's a play. That's what she's trying to provoke Ashley to say something wrong. I wouldn't even speak on her at all if that man over there. And I get that, y'all. But here's the thing, right? Like with the situation being so touchy right now as it pertains to LaTruth, his family, all of that, right? I cared to only respond to this particular piece because I felt like it was a way to try to trigger Kevin further and to because Kevin's definitely stated like he felt like I didn't give a fuck about the fact that I said certain things or I did certain things on the app as it pertains to him, right? So that's mainly why this live is happening. Not so much as, oh, I want to address her or she's triggered me or whatever. I want to make Kevin aware that I do give a fuck about how it affected him when we went back and forth. You know what I'm saying? And that I do care about the fact that his feelings was hurt based on what he perceived me to be on the app. Right. So I just want to be clear about that, y'all. Like it's mainly about Kevin more than it is about her. Let me see. Right, Lakey. Yep. So anyway, the receipts tactic was, I feel like, to stir up more drama and chaos because that's what authors of confusion do. And why not try to get something started between Kevin and I? Because, I need something else to be able to blog on for the rest of the month. Like we only on the 8th day of the month. So if I can get some mess started between Kevin and Ashley chats, you know what I'm saying? Then boom, I got something I can blog on, or I can keep throwing out these receipts and triggering them so that they can keep going back and forth. Like that was, I feel like, the whole point and the motive behind what happened, right? So I just want to reiterate, Kevin never said he spoke to me on the back end. He did not state that at all. She made that up. So you, my friend, are the liar. Okay. The closer we get to answering to the big man, the more she wants to cuss me out. And I wonder why, right? Notice how the tone of her voice changed to like the voice of a kindergartner when she said, Kevin, look what she said. Ooh, she said this about your wives. Ooh, she thinks this about you. Ooh, she thinks that about you. It was almost as if she wanted to say, nana, nana, boo, boo. Like, look at this. Ha ha. You thought she was so great. Look at this. She said that. Like, you could tell she literally changed the tone of her voice to like a child at her big age. Because she really thought she had started a fight. She thought she had started a fire between Kevin and I. And I just want to do this live because it's not going to happen. So this baby is so bothered. She also went back to messages from Christmas, y'all. I was like, December, not Christmas. She threw out Brina's name from when me and Brina fell out. She threw out Queen's Throne's name from when her and I fell out about the Neo panel to make sure or to make it seem like I just be disparaging people randomly. Okay. She threw out Miss White's name from when her and I were at odds on the app. Basically, just grasping at straws because I just need y'all not to fuck with Ashley Checks. The bottom line, right? What you did not hear or what you did not see was me disparaging anyone I was not actively beefing with. That's the part that she left out. Okay. But before we go, right, let's talk about why I'm back on the docket yet again, real quick with her, right? Other than the fact that we got to go see the big man, I'm on the latest team members' edges, y'all, real bad. And she's mad about it. This person giving her receipts to try to further disparage her family and break up the family and all that. So now she got to run out here and play Captain Save-A-Hole like she always do, involving herself in other people's matters and affairs. So now let me try to attack this girl or try to attack her credibility further as an attempt to try to silence somebody. And when she gets mad, she tends to try to bully people to silence. And for some reason, she has not learned yet that it doesn't work. This is my platform. And guess what else? I'm going to continue to do content no matter how many times you come on this red app and attempt to further defame me. It's not going to change anything. And I also want to make this very, very clear. Even if Kevin is still mad and we never speak again, I'm fine either way, y'all. The platform will still go on. And guess what else? Me and Kevin are not going to beef on this app. So she's gonna have to come up with a new trick, right? She's gonna have to pull a new trick out of her hat to make some content out of. Because as far as this week, me and Kevin are not gonna be the content, baby. It's not gonna happen. Okay, so I am so sorry to inform you, miss. This is not going to go like you thought it would, or it didn't go like you thought it would. Okay, your tactic got Kevin an apology, a sincere apology, and hopefully some clarity about what transpired between him and I. So now please go wipe the egg off of your face, respectfully. Okay, now let me get to these last few comments and I'm going to get up off here. Look, he says, oh, okay, I read that one. I understand the sincere apology to Kevin, but F her, them old ass receipts. Girl, we are fast saying, no, for real, Lakeith. That's right. Taking accountability and moving forward. Love it. Absolutely, up here. I appreciate you, babe. Cheryl says, I feel like she doesn't want you to have supporters because she keeps saying what you said about support. Exactly. And that's what I'm saying, Cheryl. Again, the context that she was referring to, that wasn't about supporters. That conversation was about how I felt about Kevin and his wives as far as supporting me. That's why I said they never supported me anyways. That's what I was referring to. And that's why I say you got to be careful with people like that come out here and try to fudge receipts or skim past them real quick and just kind of tell you, what they said, but ain't showing you and just kind of put their own spin on it, because then you'll miss the important details, right? So I was not referring to the supporters. I was talking about the support that at the time I felt that Kevin and his wives did not support me anyways. And so that's what that text message was about, not about the supporters. Lolita says, I'm sure he will appreciate that because Kevin really is an intelligent dude, and I'm sure you will get the apology you also deserve from him. I think so too, Lolita, but I'm okay either way. Butterfly says, I'm proud of you, Ash. Oh, thank you, Butterfly. Lily says, I cannot listen to that man. That's me either. I ain't gonna lie. Unless it's something pertaining to me, I don't go over there. I'm gonna be honest with you. Nobody paying them receipts no attention but those lost women that's paying their money. The real folks don't care. It's evident all of you guys are moving forward past all the back end shit. Exactly. Absolutely. Butterfly says, we respect Kevin over here. And we do. It's the respectfully for me. Okay. Big respectfully in all caps. Linda says, thanks for representing our Black women in a positive way with class. No drama, just class. Absolutely. Absolutely. Cheryl says, oh, I was waiting for you to reply because I knew you was coming. Oh, yeah. I mean, there are certain things that I don't care. Like, I don't care. You can call me all the wide nose, this and that. Girl, I don't give a damn, girl. This wide nose been married 20 years. I don't give a fuck. But what you're not going to do is, like, I feel like the family is in a very vulnerable state right now, right? Based on what is transpiring here on the app and all this chaos and people weighing in on their family situation and all of that, right? And Kevin has not even been on here speaking on it, right? So for him to have to come back out here and defend himself and his family and his name and all that, Like I could just tell it's weighing heavy on him. I'm just gonna be real, right? So what I was not gonna allow is for somebody to slither in, you know what I'm saying, and further try to make him feel like, people don't give a fuck about you, or, yeah, like, go back to where you came from, or, oh, we're going to start dragging you and start calling you all these names and all the other. Like, he got enough of that going on within his family, situation or whatever. So that's why this live happened, because I did not want to make Kevin feel like, because I'm sure he knew that if I didn't hear it, it was going to get back to me what he stated as far as, when it came to Ashley chats, right? So I felt like it was necessary for me to come on here and just address it like, hey, you know what? Like, I apologize, that it made you feel that way. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't realize it hurt your feelings. To be honest, I didn't think you gave a fuck. You know what I'm saying? And so now that I know that you did give a fuck, and I definitely did give a fuck, then, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can apologize and take accountability for my part. Straight up. So, let's see. Lakeith says them folks got her head big thinking she's a goat. She the goat, all right. The goat of scamming, lying, and heavy on manipulation. Right. Lolita says actually the supporter over here is actually smart. We already know how that man rolls. We don't fall for the taxes. Absolutely. Have a blessed day, everyone. You as well, baby. Lolita says, girl, I got a wide nose too, and some dusty ass son call me gorgeous every day. Do you hear me, Upper? Girl, that is a black woman. That's a black people trait. Her fucking nose ain't that narrow while we talking. Her nose ain't that small, girl. Neither is her neck. But I mean, damn, like, let me I'm finna get off because I'm finna start trolling. I mean, damn, girl, like, baby, I'm proud of all these features, girl. Whatever my nose look like, girl, I'm gorgeous. Period. Like the fuck. Kevin listens to understanding is more intelligent than one of his siblings on this app. He definitely would accept your apology. I think so too, A Stokes. We appreciate that Ashley as a true supporter. Oh, of course. Of course, of course. Keep doing your videos and don't worry about her. Oh, I'm not, baby. Trust the plus, girl. We back. We back to the bag, honey. I just want to go ahead and address this. I was trying to do it at a time that y'all would be up, girl, because y'all know it's after 3 over here in Germany. So I was like, okay, let me do it at a reasonable time where people are actually up, you know what I'm saying, where they can hear this and engage, and have an opinion on the situation or whatever. Yes, gorgeous, she knows. Period, butterfly. If you're listening, Kevin, we respect you, king, for the king that you are. Absolutely. Absolutely. So anyways, with that being said, y'all, I think that pretty much wraps it up. I don't want to start like rambling or whatever, but I think I have pretty much summed it up in a nutshell. I'm sure Kevin will hear about this live or somebody will send it to him, but just know it was sincere. It was real. The content's been gone for months and it's not coming back. It's gone forever. It is what it is. We went through what we went through. And so I apologize for my part in what happened. Hot Wings Lover says, enjoy your afternoon, Ashley, with your wide nose, beautiful. Do you hear me, girl? I can smell everything. The fuck? Lolita says, I saw your thumbnail yesterday. I definitely was like 6 a.m. Wait, Lolita, it was 6 a.m. for you? Oh my gosh, girl. I was going off of Eastern time. Rosin says, great live, Ashley. Thank you so much. Hey, Ashley in chat, peace and bless. Thank you so much. Hey, Kiana. Girl, we about to get off now, girl. You have to catch the replay. Yeah, catch the replay, baby. Make sure you hit the like for me. Look, I was looking for it too at 6 a.m. Then you changed it. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was trying to, I usually try to go off of East Coast time as if everybody in the world live in the East Coast, but you get my drift. No, you set the live for 6 a.m. What? I thought it was, what? What time was the live for y'all? What time is it where y'all at? It's like 8. It's probably 8 something Central time, right? Good live. Thank you so much, Miss Ashley. Anyway, I appreciate y'all for coming through. Thank y'all so much for all the love, the likes, the shares, the super chats, the super stickers, whatever way you engaged or supported my live today. Thank you so much. I really, truly appreciate it. I am so sorry for some of y'all that it was super, super early, but hopefully y'all will just catch the replay. I will leave this one public today because like I said, I did want Kevin to know that I do apologize. And so I'll leave this one out, y'all. But anyway, I love y'all. Have an amazing Sunday. Be positive. Have a great work week. I hope you have a great start to your week. I do have my procedure this week, so send me positive and well wishes, baby. Y'all probably won't know the difference, girl, because y'all already know what time it is. I'm still gonna be putting out this content or what have you, but and it's not nothing major, like it's not no major procedure or whatever. I think I'll be home like the very next day, but it is what it is. But yeah, just positive energy, positive thoughts. I will talk to y'all on my next live, whenever that may be. And I will keep you guys posted and up on the content. I love y'all, and I'll talk to y'all later. Respectfully.